So I want to introduce you to Adriana, who has a truly remarkable story to share with us about the way that Casa Inunata, which today is reaching out to help children discover their full potential in life, and how this came about is quite miraculous, really. Adriana, tell us a little bit about what Romania was like and what the situation was like for special needs children before Casa Inunata was built.
Children with special needs were believed to be unable to be educated. And if you walk through schools in Romania 20 years ago, you would think that they did not exist. They were totally separated from the community, from schools. They would have nothing to do with other children. They were closed in those institutions that would just break your heart to be in such a place. Even a normal child, if you take a child that is normal at birth and you place him in an institution like that, very soon that child will start developing problems. So just to go through such an institution, to see those kids rocking themselves and hitting their heads against the walls was something that we desperately wanted to change, and something that we felt God called us to do something about. And School Casa Minunata was opened in 94. You were 24 years old.
I was 24. I was here. I remember.
You and it was a beautiful day, and every day since then I thank God for these 16 years that He has protected us and blessed us and helped us to bless these kids and change their lives and give them a life to most of them. Some of them have never been outside of their apartments, and they thought they were a curse or a mistake, or and we were able to give them the self-esteem and to give them the love of God, to realize that they're precious and that they can do things. And I remember a mother years ago when she says, "This is the first child that my girl smiled at me," you know, and that is so powerful. And we're so grateful to people who made it possible for us, because if it were up to the government of this country, we would never have such a place. And Casa Minunata was the first one in Romania, and it's still among very few schools of this kind, where you can sit together. It's a private school today and a charity school at the same time. And together you see the kids from the wealthiest families in Oradea together with the poorest gypsy, sorry,
Wonderful.
not politically correct.
No, it's okay.
But they don't mind themselves to
No.
be. They call themselves that, and they come here together, and we have a wonderful time learning, growing up, trusting each other. We're doing parties, and it's a lovely corner of Romania.
It is. One thing that's developed recently has been the way that you've integrated children with special needs into mainstream education as well, hasn't it? Because this is something that happens in the UK, that there's been more of an integration, because I think it works both ways, because it helps children that don't have those needs to appreciate how they could help children with those needs. So that's all part of education too, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's a very important part, and it should be like that. The children belong together. They have so much to give to each other. Both groups,
Yes, of course.
they have to give and to receive from each other, and we see it goes very, very well at Casa Minunata. The children respect each other, they help each other, they sing together, they like to help them each other when they are to accomplish tasks, and that gives us hope for the future of this battered country, that possibly they'll be better in the future when kids will learn to accept each other and to respect each other. It's something that we still need to put into the Romanian values.
One of the things that has just been built and is not yet completed is this new block here, and we do recognise and thank God for the Lions Club of Sweden, because without them, this facility wouldn't be here at all. So we are very mindful of that, and this new facility is really a training block to help the children that come to this school acquire skills, which will equip them for life and help them to find a job. That's pretty amazing.
Well, yeah, you cannot just go for 10 years and then stop because they need to carry on. Many of these youngsters, when they finish at Casa Minnata, they retire in their homes and withdraw from the public life altogether once again. And we would like to see that changing a little bit. We would like to see some of them becoming as independent as possible, getting jobs, and we are very grateful, yes, to Lions for helping us to come this far. But there are still needs and finances are needed to be able to carry on. And but we believe we're going the right direction, so we'll get there eventually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is your background is not actually in education, isn't it? Because you're a nurse.
Yes.
So how did you actually cope with that transition into education?
That was long time ago when you were 24.
When I was
I was-
24.
yeah, I was a
But
nurse.
it's massive change.
But it isn't that different in a way. Yes, it is, of course, but I loved my medical job as a nurse, working with children
Yeah.
also. And that was the first time I came into contact with some of the children with like spastic legs. And I was able to use a little bit of my medical background here, although I had to get another education altogether and become a
Sure. Yeah,
teacher
exactly.
and had some training in management as well. So I don't know, it's just life pushes you different directions. And when God is leading, then it's fine.
Why I said that? Because I want to say this to people listening to this. Don't just settle for where you are, because God may have somewhere else that you haven't even thought about yet. And Adriana's had to learn and acquire a lot of new skills as well to manage the school, deal with the staff, and all deal with the budget, and deal with all these things really, which are on top of her nursing expertise. And I just feel that maybe someone listening today who God's got something for you, something in store for you that you haven't even thought about yet. That's the wonder of serving God. He's always got some surprises around the corner, hasn't he, really? So it's wonderful to be at this incredible facility today. What could we do to help you, Adriana? Where are there specific needs perhaps we could get involved with?
We are so grateful to the people of Renewal for their prayers and for their support over the years, and to you, Peter. I mean, it's been a long journey, but we're
Got
not
grey hair
we're
now.
not near the end.
No.
Oh, no, we still have to go a long ways, and unfortunately, it's still not a good perspective of getting financed by the government, and we still have to rely on sponsorship. Um, each child, special need child at Casa Minnata, the church can decide to support one or two or three children. The church could help us complete this project about the vocational training for youngsters with special needs. The church can continue to pray for us. That is also very, very important, and keep us on your board there, and don't forget about us.
We never forget about you. And one thing we like to do is pay for the Christmas party, because we just love doing that. So we'll be doing that for sure. How many kids you got now altogether?
This is about 60
Wow.
and 20 staff.
And 20, oh, and don't forget the staff.
No.
Don't, don't forget the staff. Mustn't do that. Okay, thank you very much for having us here, and we're going to go home and see what we can do to help. God bless you.